Hey, what's going on, guys? It is Raj here, and sorry I've not made a video in a while, but today we are going to be covering iOS 13.1.2, and this was actually released to everyone. For some odd reason, I have it as well. I don't know if I was supposed to get it or not, because I still have the developer profile installed, as you guys can see here. I still have the developer profile, so I'm not really sure why I have this update, but iOS 13.1.2 GM version was released to everyone, from registered developers to just the general public. So, what this update includes is that it basically includes a lot of bug fixes. It also, obviously, mine is way larger than everyone else's was. Mine comes in at around like 3.25 gigabytes, I believe. Yeah. So around 3.25 gigs, which is quite large, honestly. So I'm expecting this to be bug fixes along the lines of some other stuff as well. Mainly bug fixes for everyone else, though, because there was it was like what, just a day ago that Apple released iOS 13.1.1 to the public, and not to developers, because developers already had that software and just in the beta form. So I'm guessing that my last video, because my last video I'm pretty sure on this was about beta 2 or beta 3 for iOS 13.1.1, so I'm assuming that that was the only betas that was going to at least be that. So let's just take a look here. Yeah, so let's see. iOS 13.1 developer beta 4 is the last video I uploaded, so I'm guessing that was the last beta for 13.1 was beta 4, because then after 13.1 we had 13.1.1, which was public software that was never in beta, and then now we have 13.1.2. So really this is just, I'm guessing, just a software to catch everyone up to speed. But yeah, according to this is not a developer software, so this is for everyone. So yeah, that's why I'm still covering it, because there is quite a lot of bug fixes. For example, like people were having issues, especially on the newer iPhones, the iPhone 11, iPhone 11 Pros, and iPhone 11 Pro Maxes. They were having issues with the camera not working, so that has been addressed in this. And there's also been some issues like when activating the flashlight. When activating that has not worked for some people, so now it works. So yeah, that's really another sort of issue as well that you can, I guess, say. Another issue, I'm pretty sure, has been with some cell connection and all that. That, I believe, has been somewhat fixed on the new iPhones, because I know that there's some cell connection, or at least there has been in the past, some cell connection issues on those sort of things. And then it looks like my firmware and everything is up to date, because I've not had any cell issues. And one thing I wanted to also tell you guys about is battery life. So for me personally, I was at, for my battery degradation, I was at 89, so I don't know if this is a glitch, but it went down by 3%. So now it's to 86, which, I mean, I guess kind of makes sense, but at the same time, I mean, 86 seems like it's very low, and for it to drop 3% that fast, I mean, that's kind of, I would guess, a bug. And battery life for me on iOS 13.1 developer beta 4 has been relatively good, I would say. I mean, I have had times where my battery would die ahead of time, but I've also had times where my battery life would be amazing. So really it's been more of a mixed bag for me, because I use my phone a lot, as you can see here. So that is sort of my use of my phone, obviously. But other than that, I mean, performance has been quite nice, actually. So, I mean, I've not really noticed any performance issues or bugs or anything like that. At least personally for me. On 13.1, I mean, it's been pretty solid, I have to say. Even running these shortcuts is usually pretty quick. I mean, I'm even surprised the second one is actually going pretty nicely as well. Let's see here. Well, I mean, when it doesn't crash, that is. But that's just in the shortcut itself. Anyways, though, I wanted to also show you guys one other thing as well. So, if you guys were not aware, I have a website for basically you guys to check out. So if you go here, I'm also going to show this to you guys as well on my browser here, but if you go to youtube.com, if you go to my channel, which you guys are obviously watching on right now, if you go here to my channel, I'm just going to run this side by side, but if you go to this icon right here, this W, if you click on that, or there's another way to get to it, say you're on the YouTube app, then you can go to the About section here, and then you can click on my second website, or you can click on the first, I mean it doesn't really matter. Say if you do click on the first one though, if you do click on this one, it will send you to my very first website I made for you guys to check out. Then what you can do is you can scroll down here to basically my website, and it will bring up the same thing. Obviously for you guys it will be mobile, and I'm just going to mute my notifications here because I don't want those coming in. So that's basically where it takes you there, and say you don't like light mode and you prefer dark mode, I have that as well. So this is a website I've been working on for quite a while for you guys now. So actually today I added a new feature to it, so actually let me just extend this all the way. So I'm also going to just browse it side by side here, except on my phone here I'm going to be on light mode, so really it's the same interface though. So if you go here all the way to, well really it will be off to the side here, but for the phone you have to click this. If you go to latest YouTube video, it will actually pull up my latest YouTube video, and I will update this daily as well, so the pages look basically the same. With dark mode here, you can click on that, it will take you there. Light mode, you can click back, same thing here. You can go to light mode here, and then same thing here, you go there, takes you here. So really it's quite a nice system, I have to say. And then you can also flip between these as well, so say you want to be on light mode here on the desktop, you can do that. Say you want to do that here. Oh, and one nice little shortcut I also wanted to tell you guys about, by the way, is if say you go to, I don't know, the news page, and you wanted to go back home, you would simply click that little button there that says dark mode, and it would take you back home. Now, I'm actually planning to add something to that, so I'm going to make that little bar there where it says dark mode or light mode. I'm going to make this a little bit more specific, so I'm going to say like home or something, or tap to go home, and then it will have in parentheses, it'll have mode, and then it will say dark or light. So I'm going to tweak this little bar up here, but yeah, you can click this and it will send you immediately to the home page. Say you don't want to just click the button, you can just click that there and it will just send you to the home page. But anyways, I hope you guys liked that sort of little demonstration there of my website. I highly recommend going to check it out. Anyways, I'm just going to minimize this, so we don't need that anymore. So, let's check on the status of the update, shall we? Because this one is a large one. So, looks like it's preparing the update, so I will just be back when this is finished and when I am booted into the OS. So, I will see you guys momentarily. Okay guys, I am now back, and as you can see here, it says your iPhone has been updated to iOS 13.1.2. So, now that is obviously just the GM software. This is not, what is it? This is not a developer beta, if you guys were curious. Oops, that's not sure. That's what I'm doing. I'm turning on Do Not Disturb, so that way you guys don't get my text messages or notifications crowding the way. I'm also going to do that on here. I'm going to turn on Do Not Disturb. But it seems like just barely at least coming off of this, just installing it. I mean, the software itself is like very, very stable and fluid, which is nice. So I'm just making sure that my sort of camera is stable. But as you can see here, it looks like everything is working the way it should be, so that is good news. Looks like we have that shortcut a success. Let's try a longer one. That's a crash, okay, that's to be expected. Let's try it again. Did work the second time. Okay, so it is more responsive than last beta. Now, let's check this one other detail as well. Let's go to the battery health here. Okay, so I guess, yeah, the 86% thing is correct, and apparently my battery did drain 3%. But honestly, that's not too bad, because 86%, that's still a relatively healthy battery, so it should be just fine. But now let's actually test the performance here. Let's go to Geekbench 5, which by the way now supports Apple's dark mode, which is kind of cool. Alright, let's run this little test here. Let's see how well it does. By the way, I was kind of wrong about before in my past videos for Geekbench 5, like saying like, oh, why are these scores so low? It's actually because Geekbench 5 has a new scoring system, so that's actually why those scores were like reading like 1,000 and like whatever, is because the scoring system in Geekbench 5 has changed, so that's to do with it, I'd say. But it looks like it's doing relatively well. Looks like it's blazing through the test pretty easily, I'd say. But yeah, we should be getting our results here very, very soon, and just within the next few minutes here. But yeah, so until then, also, obviously, in the comments below, also tell me how, like, you guys are liking this background music, because I'm going to be using a different variety of background music, so this is like NCS. I will probably link this in the description. If I don't, well, yeah, that's just me being irresponsible. But yeah, I am going to link this song in the description below so that you guys can go take a listen to it if you guys so want to. It's an NCS track, so it's obviously free of copyright. I'm going to be using non-copyrighted music because obviously that's to avoid the whole strike system and all of that. Because yeah, getting a YouTube strike is, or well, not YouTube strike, but copyright strike is definitely something I don't want to do. So that is why I'm going to be using non-copyrighted music. And really, as it is, I mean, it's not that I'm like monetizing anything on this channel, anyways, because I do this all for free. I don't get paid for any of this. So as it is, it's not really like that huge of it's not that huge of a problem. But I mean, still, it's probably better if I just use non-copyrighted music over copyrighted music. But yeah, that's really just like what I want to do. And also, it's like for the background music I'm going to be using, by the way, I forgot to mention in my last video, my WatchOS video, that it's only going to be instrumental music, so there's not going to be any vocals at all, just because, I mean, vocals can really screw with stuff, so I'm not going to be using vocals. It's just going to be instrumental, so if there is vocals in a song, I will just take them out and just use the non-vocal version of that song that I take the vocals out of. But yeah, so looks like here we are concluding the test, so looks like it's running relatively well, which is good. Alright, looks like we are just about finishing here. We just need to wait for it a little bit longer. Let's see, it's probably gonna go past the 3-minute mark, most likely. Yeah, it's gonna go past the 3-minute mark. So we should be looking at around 3 minutes and 20 seconds, I'd predict. But we'll see. It's probably gonna be roughly 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Maybe longer. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be longer. What the heck? Come on. Finish up the tests already. Okay, looks like it is now approaching its completion, which is good. It's going to be about 3 minutes 45 seconds. Jeez, it seems like it takes kind of long to play. Might just have to do with the fact that my battery's half dead. So, really running this test is probably not going to be the most accurate thing to do, just because right now my battery's almost half dead. Wow, it's going to reach almost the 4-minute mark? That's crazy. That is just ridiculous. Come on. Oh wow, it went past the 4-minute mark. Why? Well, this is not a good thing. But then again, it's partially due to my battery being half dead. In fact, it's at what percentage right now? It's at 29, so actually it's way below that. So that's really to blame. But let's see here. So we got a single core score of 552 and a multi-core score of 1,299. Let's compare that with the averages. this here. So, yeah, we are looking at sub-performance for single core. For multi-core, let's see here. Yeah, it's these results, yeah, they are not accurate at all. And that's because, again, my battery is it's not even half dead. I mean, it's at 29%. So that is obviously the reason why it did as poorly as it did. But, I mean, really, if you scroll through the UI here, it's quite smooth, so that's really nothing to complain about. And, yeah, really, like, scrolling through menus and everything, I mean, you can honestly feel the snappiness. It's quite snappy, so that's, good to see there. Control Center, again, is very, very snappy, so that's good news. And, yeah, I mean, really for the most part, there's not really much else to talk about in this beta, just because, I mean, I've not really noticed, like, significant bugs with, at least my phone, coming from iOS 13.1 Developer Beta 4. So, in this version, there's not really, obviously, any bugs at all, just because, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is a GM version, actually, of iOS. So let's actually just check that real quickly. I'm gonna check my backs here. What if okay. Says it's up to date. Let's see, so we are on 17A861. So yeah, this is a GM version, so that's interesting how I got the GM version. But I'm guessing Apple released it to everyone, so obviously I got it. But anyways, I am going to go now, so if you guys enjoyed this video, please be sure to leave a like and comment as well. And if you are brand new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Anyways, apart from that, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace!